Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Doom Patrol. This is Season 2, Episode 6, Space Patrol. Last time, Dorothy and Baby Doll got into a big fight, and because of it, Manny's dead, and so is Baby Doll and probably Katie. So we'll see how the ramifications of that play out this episode, hopefully. Um, Larry is being tasked, whatever, what's the word? Chased by the Bureau of Normalcy again, and uh, Cliff is probably gonna bring the finger back to Chief and be like, "I got a finger," which is gonna be weird. Ugh, disgusting. So yeah, those are the big plot points, really. And then Vic and Ronnie doing something. I don't know. I still don't understand what their plot line's gonna be about, but whatever. It's happening. So let's just get into this episode. Oh my god. What the hell? They're dead, so yeah, confirm Katie too.
Dorothy, rise and shine.
Wow.
Dorothy,
Fresh off the knuckle.
My god, fucking Cliff, not
what
the
the hell are
time.
you thinking?
Bro.
Tight little guy.
I love them.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, I was gonna tell you to come back to bed, but looks like you beat me to it.
Taking advantage of the disabled. Class act.
I like that thing.
God, they're too much. I hate it. Their honeymoon phase.
Again?
No, there's a spaceship outside.
Base vessel Icarus on a 3 generations mission into the deepest
Larry has no
reaches of
face,
the
but I get to see his face like.
Pioneers, roll call.
The name's Zip. Hotshot pilot. Nothing scares me. Except marriage.
Personas disappear. They go dormant for a while, but there's no evidence we can even be killed. Not unless you pull a Miranda and throw yourself into the well. No.
There was a vote.
Well, there's answering some questions we had about last time.
When did you build this?
1955. Pre-Sputnik. Technically speaking, I invented space travel.
Fuck! And 30 years later, you still couldn't build me a working planet.
I've always done the best I could with what I get, Cliff. And in the 50s, science still hadn't mastered basic rocketry, so I mixed my science with a little bit of borrowed magic.
Hello?
You know what? I think you can solo this one, Chief. I'm not in a rush to get stranded in space on your homebrew devil ship.
Give me the apple.
Homebrew devil
We
shit.
need fuel.
The way he can manipulate him. What the fuck? Hello?
You have a negative spirit?
It seems we have much to discuss.
Cool! Yes!
You're confused. We're not doing our town. We're doing our town.
Welcome to the first read-through.
Rita, just take the
Our
fucking
Town. The
bag.
script is woven from first-person testimonies, newspaper reports, journals, and what we know in hindsight about the day our town was sucked into the ground.
Oh my
Totally
god!
like the Laramie Project.
It's about the frickin' day,
We'll
day
read
of the
through
dog.
Act 1, the day the monsters attack.
Oh,
Let's begin.
Rita. Who's Rita gonna play? I swear to God.
What part are you playing?
The blob lady.
Oh my God.
65 years ago.
Boop, boop, boop. Oops. Hacked the government. Found your blueprints.
Vic, no.
Okay, let's see. Big parts list. A lot of subcontractors. Here we go. Materials vendors.
Wait.
Niles.
Does that say Star Labs?
And Coda Robotics.
It's young love. Little fatherly advice?
Pass.
Slow down. Get to know this girl better.
Kind of, yeah.
People involved with high-tech black ops.
Oh, really? Says the man whose own company sold tech to the same Black Ops.
Little pimp.
You old dog.
What the fuck is wrong with these two? Like, she's normal enough for having a radiation being inside of her. My
And
God.
that's when I realized I could make them pay. The ones who laughed at me, called me
Rita.
freak, Google, Mrs. Melty. Oh, they'd pay. I'd suffocate them all under the weight of my rage.
God. I'm with Rita on this
Very
one.
nice
She's actually
work,
not
everyone.
it.
Very nice work.
Neediness there, like little girl trapped in a woman's body, still desperately vying.
Rita's
for
like,
approval of
my God, she's reading me.
Right. Of course it's the mother. That lines up so much better.
Meant to do.
Suck the entire world into the folds of her big, disgusting body. Anyway, thank you. I will work on that. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, I've found my nemesis.
Bruh,
Shot, you're a real whiz.
can we please?
Hey, what's your deal?
I'm Zip.
Zip and Specs died a long time ago.
Come here, you smooth little pimp. Gravity, what a treat.
What is this?
The bodies of Zip and Specs were invaded by a benign spore from a distant planet some years ago. The men you see before you are husks, autopiloted by some foreign plant mother.
The more I'm out here in the world, the more I'm sure I'm a bad person.
You can connect on this cliff. You've been through some
I'm going
weird
to
stuff
stay
too.
up here, away from anyone I can hurt.
We're all struggling to figure out what kind of people we are. Jane included. She'll understand, I promise you. Sometimes a person hurts so bad, all they can imagine is that everyone wants to hurt each other. But that's not true. You're not alone. I know you want to be alone right now. But trust me, that'll pass.
Specs, brain.
Jesus Christ.
Any last words?
Yes. If ever any fruit grows here, don't eat it.
Okay. Nice eulogy.
Rest in peace, pioneers. I hope it was all painless.
Are we gonna bury them or just open grave?
The one thing we do know is that there's no going back from there.
You
Hello?
seem to know a lot about the well,
Is that
for
Miranda?
someone who's never been inside it. Miranda, the one and only.
I thought you killed yourself.
I did. I threw my battered body down the well, and in time, I was reborn.
Miranda, we don't know you. What if you crazy? Crazier than Jane is. I was reborn.
If you'll kindly step aside as primary, I'll show you what the girl wants.
That means the world to me, Cliff. But we're not going home.
What?
What are you doing? Niles? What the fuck are you? Niles!
Are you at least sending him to Earth before you do your bullshit? Yeah. I don't. Okay, I didn't write down as much as I thought I would, so it's gonna be a lot of memory. Okay, the first big thing that I it's just more reiterating stuff I said last time. Um, it's a very splintered team right now, and it's it wasn't as big of a deal this episode, but you could still kind of feel the the faults in that sort of storytelling because there are just so many side plots going on right now. Rita and Vic had nothing to do with the main plots of this episode, which were we got Jane in a coma. Jane being by herself, I'm okay with it because she has a whole underground there. They're sort of dealing with stuff, and it's understandable. You know, we can't have like a negative man intervention kind of thing. So that's fine. We got Jane's story to deal with. We got villain of the week, quote unquote. We got Space Patrol. So we've got to deal with those people. So Larry's part of the main plot. And then we have Dorothy. So we got, Cliff and Chief going after Dorothy. Those are the three main plots of this episode. In addition to that, we have the side plots of Rita doing her plaything, which was a funny scene, but like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. As far as her character goes, of course it matters, but um, I think that's the problem, is that the show is prioritizing character development over plot development. Um, and again, this episode was a lot better than last one as far as that goes. I wasn't as negative about it as, I could still see it though. And then same with Vic, there's definitely a storyline going there. There's we got a hint that Star Labs and Niles had something to do with this Black Ops team, so I'm sure that'll wrap back around. But it's pretty self-contained to his plot line, about him and his girlfriend, and it's not important to the story of Dorothy right now. So there's that. Um, Valentina Vostok. It sounds somewhat familiar, but maybe it's just because it has alliteration. Um, but she has a negative spirit too, which is cool. Um, I know in the comics there have been multiple host bodies. Um, so I'm wondering if maybe she is one of the host bodies, and for this show they just kind of gave her her own spirit or what. Um, I liked that Larry was able to have somebody to sort of connect to in that sense, to sort of see what it's like to have like a full harmony kind of situation. By the end there, I don't think from what he was saying, it seems like he's not going to go the same path she did, which is fine, but it's kind of sad because like I want to see him be better. Um, I think it takes away from the whole aesthetic of him of being like the wrapped guy, the bandaged guy, but I think it would be cool if he tried to do that sort of harmony thing and tried to heal himself. That'd be awesome. Um, but yeah, it was just like a cool little plot line there of somebody in his situation and um, the sort of differences between them, how she was able to just sort of unify with it, whereas Larry has spent 60 years or however long um, trying to understand it even, and he hasn't gotten that progress. But it sounds like he's going to go back to his son, which I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not really. I'm not sure that's the play, Chief. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of shenanigans come up. I think there's 3 episodes left, right? 7, 8, 9. Um, so we'll see. Um, uh, Continuing with Larry, I think it's okay. I don't think they're changing anything about his costume, but there were multiple times this episode where it just felt like either the goggles were changed or something was different. It was probably like a lighting thing and like an angle, but the facial expressions on Larry were top notch this episode. Like I said, when he first saw the space people, there was just this look of like, what the fuck am I doing today? Um, I think there was a time when he was talking with the woman, with Valentina, um, like he was either mad or sad or something. But there was just like a way that the goggles were framed that it looked like his eyebrows were like furrowed. So um, I don't know. Like again, I think it was more of a lighting thing than anything. Um, but just kudos to whoever made that happen to where I could just the face acting on a character without a face. Like that's amazing. Um, yeah. Okay, who else we got? So Jane, um, like I said, she's answering some questions about we don't really know what's gonna happen now that two of these altars are dead. Um, you know, she was kind of bringing up the point that they just go dormant for a while, and how there's even altars that we haven't met before. They're really deep apparently, and like why is she here? So I think that's really cool. And then at the end there, we got the reintroduction of Miranda, which I am no. um, like it's weird because Miranda's also a primary, so it's okay if we introduce all these alters because we know in a sense they are secondary to Jane, but Miranda just rose up from literally she was resurrected and usurped Jane. So I don't know what that means for Jane herself the rest of the season or if it's just a next episode thing. Um, but I don't trust it. I don't trust Miranda. From what we know, Miranda died. She killed herself, and now she's all better and the chosen one. And it's like I'm not sure. I don't trust her. I don't trust that. Um, like I'm not saying it's either. Well, no, because they all recognize her as Miranda immediately, right? So I was gonna say maybe it's not Miranda and somebody else pretending to be her, but I guess it is Miranda. Um, but the questions become, did Miranda change for the better or for the worse? Um, what is her end goal here, I guess? She claims to know she knows what Kay wants and she speaks for Kay. Um, but how do we know that's a good thing? She said dump the bodies in the well, so you know, maybe that is actually going to kill them off. Here's a crackpot theory. She's trying to kill off all all the altars, so she's the only personality left. I don't think that's the case, but who knows? Uh, maybe because maybe she was resurrected in some other way. Maybe that's her power is that she can resurrect. Um, and so if everyone else dies, then she'll be the only one. Um, but yeah, we don't really know what's going on with Miranda yet, so I'm excited to see that. Tangentially, since we're talking about Diane Guerrero and Jane and all that, she was the one. She had a Q&A last week, I believe, last Friday. So go check out the Doom Patrol Twitter for some really good gems. I think she did mention though that she's very excited for the show to touch on Miranda more. And the way she was talking, it sounds like Miranda will be a major part in these last three episodes. So um, we'll see. But the other thing is she wants to be Jessica Cruz, and I'm here for it. But seriously, man, if you haven't seen Justice League versus the Fatal Five, go watch that. That's a pretty good uh, DCAU style movie. Has Diane Guerrero voicing Jessica Cruz, and I mean, just look at her. She is Jessica Cruz. Like she can do it. She has the range. Okay, so let's make it happen, people. Uh, let's talk about Vic for a second. Again, I'm not really seeing. I still I don't know. I've kind of gotten to the stage of acceptance of his storyline. Like this is what we're getting. So, um, his girlfriend Ronnie, part of the Black Ops, um, somehow got funded or whatever tech through Star Labs and through Niles. So we'll see how that wraps back around near the end. Maybe this is the introduction of Cadmus somehow. I don't think so, but who knows. Um, I'm just not sure like what we were getting a glimpse there of like him getting over his PTSD, which would have been cool, but that was kind of sidelined for like, oh, this is Star Labs. So I'm still not sure. Like I just feel like there's a big reveal coming because it just feels like it's fine if he wants to just have a girlfriend, but then the fact that she has such a big secret past also makes me feel like we have to uncover that. If it was just some girl that he liked, I feel like the story would be more of her coming to terms with Vic as Cyborg and sort of helping him with his problems, but it feels more like he's trying to help her with her problems. So, and maybe that's the story, is that he needs to learn to take care of himself as well as other people. Because there was a throwaway line here about how um, he's always trying to be the hero. So maybe that is the plot, is that he's got to stop trying to save everybody and take some time for himself, because that would make sense. I could see that happening, especially with his PTSD, and the way he was last season. Even he was always trying to be the superhero, but you know he's gotta learn to just be the saved sometimes too, and let his friends help him. So that could be cool. It just feels like I had to do a lot of circular talking to get to that point. So I hope in the future it's more present, that is the plot we're going with, rather than it's him and Ronnie going around the world. Like what? Why? Um, with Rita, again, a very comical part of this episode. I understand that similar to Vic, she has to deal with herself before she can become a superhero, which was the the initial plot of this season was she wants to be a superhero. Now we're kind of stuck in this part where she needs to learn to let go of the past and deal with her trauma before she can use her powers correctly. Um, and so we're taking some time to get there. I'm hoping so. In one of April's interviews, she said episode 6 or episode 7 was one of her favorites as far as Rita goes. I don't think it was this episode. She had some fun bits in here, but if this was one of her favorite parts of the season, I'm sorry, they didn't give you anything to work with, girl. Okay. So I'm hoping next episode is more Rita focused, um, more for her sake, because like I love Rita as a character. I think she's one of, I mean, they're all my favorites. Like I can't really pick like this is my favorite character, but I just feel like Rita is one of the more underappreciated characters in the show. Um, so maybe that's why I talk about her more. But um, yeah, if episode 6 was one of her favorite episodes, I'm sorry, but that is not it. Okay, it had some fun moments, but like you did nothing. I'm sorry. So I'm really hoping next episode has some really good Rita stuff. Um, I think it's funny that the play is it's not our town. It's about Cloverton and the Day of the Donkey. So, um, oh boy, it's interesting to see their perspective though, and how it's wrapping around kind of. It would be cool if somewhere down the line we get to see the final play, like the whole Doom Patrol just shows up in the audience and they watch they watch some of the play. I think that'd be a great scene. Um, Lastly, we've got Cliff. I don't know. Well, we left off major thing. He was hurtling through space, so I don't know if Niles sent him towards Earth or he's just floating in space. I'm assuming he's going towards Earth because if not, he's just dead. Like there, no one's gonna find him in space unless he like lands into the International Space Station or something. There's who's gonna save him. So there's that. We'll talk about, I guess, just touching on Chief quickly. I guess he and he's kidnapping Dorothy. He's lost his mind. Um, I should have seen that coming. Like the way he was talking, somebody needs to stop him. Like this man just. Anyways, going back to Cliff, it just feels like he's getting the short end of the stick. Like I haven't really seen him do anything major or any big plot points with him since he went to visit Clara. Like that was the last major thing that I can remember him doing. He had fun moments throughout these episodes, and he's been there. But like as far as his storyline progressing in a positive way, someone tell me in the comments because I don't see it. Maybe I mean, he didn't even connect to Dorothy in the way that I thought he would because she was saying she's a monster. You know, all she does is bring bad things to people. So like, I was like, okay, well, Cliff, you know, you tried to be the hero and you brutalized those Nazis, and you know, you chopped out that dude's fingers. You know, uh, and like the stuff with Jane. So like, you know what it's like to have good intentions but go too far. So connect with her on that. But no, he's more just like, you know, shit happens. Um, so I don't know. I'm just curious to see what we're doing with Cliff because I still have no idea. I thought I did for like a hot second, and then it just went straight back to like, I don't know why Cliff's in this show right now. Which sucks because I think he's really good as the heart, not the moral center, but the heart of the show. You know, he's a very good connective force. He wants to have that family, whereas a lot of these other characters don't want connection. Um, where, you know, Larry is just now starting to get more into this family thing. We saw Jane a little bit ago have this connection to Cliff, and, you know, she's talking about how these people are her family, so they're starting to get on board with that fact. But, you know, Cliff has always been more of, these are my idiots. I want to protect them. I want, you know, let's all do this together kind of thing. So it sucks that this season everyone's split up. And just to piss off the haters a bit more, um, there was a part here, uh, I think it was on the moon when he was talking to Dorothy. The conversation reminded me of Stargirl again. Stargirl this week was talking a little bit about how, you know, deep down people want to be, they want love and they don't want to be alone, and you know, compassion is a connective nature. And I guess Larry's storyline too kind of fit in with that. You know, similar themes here. People want connection, they want their family, um, they just want to feel less alone. So I'm just saying, similarities abound. So yeah, thanks for watching this episode with me, everyone, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Correct me on things that I missed, and we'll see what happens next time. I think it was called Dumb Patrol. I was thinking, I was like, sure it was going to be Miranda Patrol. I just felt like that would have been a great segue, but Dumb Patrol, I wonder what that means. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll check out Doom Patrol next week.